Okay, so for this first one here, starting off with y squared plus 3y plus 2 divided by y plus 1. So y squared plus 3y plus 2 divided by y plus 1. All right, Colin, can you tell me what should I do first?
Y squared divided by y.
Yep, y squared divided by y. And when I do y squared divided by y, it's going to leave me with just a singular y. Are we all okay with that? So I'm going to end up with a y right here. Carter, what's next?
Then you multiply.
Yep, we're going to take y times y, which is going to give me y squared, and y times 1, which is going to give me 1y. Ryan, you know what to do next?
Subtract.
Yep, we're going to subtract these out. So this is going to become a negative, and this is going to become a negative. We're all okay with that? This becomes this. This ends up being 2y. Bring down my 2. 2y plus 2. Evan, what's next?
2y divided by y.
And that's going to give me
2.
positive 2. Are we all okay with that? All right, Stephen, what's next?
Multiply 2 times y and 2 times 1.
Yep, so that's going to give me 2y plus 2. Are we okay there? AJ, what do I do now?
Subtract.
Subtract, so both of these become minus. These cancel, I'm left with 0. My final answer for number 1 is just y plus 2. Good? Too fast, too slow? Tommy, you good back there? All right, cool. All right, let's do another one. All right, I'm just going to do number 2 on this one, just since it's easily accessible right here. And so for that one, we're going to have n squared plus 6n plus 5. We're going to divide that by, once again, a variable plus 1. Okay, JT, what do you do first? N squared divided by n, which is going to give me what, JT? N, okay. Bennett, or I'm sorry, Hayden, what's next?
You multiply
N times n, which is?
n squared.
And n times 1, which is?
N.
N or 1n, good. Okay, Bennett, what's next?
And then you distribute the negative.
Yep.
To the 1 in the.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, these cancel out.
Yeah.
What's 6n minus 1n?
5 in. And then you drop down 5.
Good. Well done, Bennett. Okay, next up. Connor, do you have any idea?
No, sir.
Ian, you know?
5 in divided by n.
Yeah, and what does that give me?
5.
Yeah, good. Gives me 5. Well done. Okay, Abby, what's next? Yep, we're going to multiply 5 times n and 1, so that's going to give me 5n plus 1. Pretty good there. Cleo, what's next?
You distribute the negative.
Good job. So this becomes a minus, this becomes a minus, and then when I just put those together, these cancel out, and I get a remainder. Oh, I'm sorry, I goofed up here. My bad. I did not multiply 5 times 1, which would give me 5. That's my bad. So all that cancels out. My answer just becomes n plus 5. Everybody good there? Yes, Brian.
Can you do one with the
Excuse me?
Can you do one with the remainder?
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head which ones of these have a remainder. I know I have 2 answers over there, but I don't know.
It's 7.
It's 7.
Oh, because those are the answers already lined up there. Duh. Yeah, let me scroll up a little bit.
Yeah. Good job.
Didn't it? I would tread lightly, my friend. I would tread lightly.
Math.
I would hate to have to email Dad and tell him you're being disrespectful.
Oh, do you still have 2 goldens? Goldens.
I don't want to get into that conversation. I don't want to know who he's dating or not. All right, so number 7. That one has a remainder we can see over there, so I'm going to just try that one. Is everybody good with that? All right, so we're going to have x squared plus 2x plus 3. Divide that by x plus 1. Okay, so first step, we'll start with Brian. What do you do first? X squared divided by x, which gives me, okay, good. Bless you. Luke, what do I do next? Yep, that's going to give me x squared plus 1x. Everybody okay there so far? Addison, now what? distribute the negative. These all become minus. This cancels. I'm left with 1x. Bring down my 3 plus 3. Okay? Charger, what do I do now?
Divide 1x and the x.
And what does that leave me with?
1.
Now we got 1 here. Okay, Katie, what now? Okay, that gives me 1x plus 1. Okay? Brian, you gotta start your hand up here, okay? Okay. Tommy, now what?
Distribute the negative.
Good. And then we're gonna solve this out. These cancel, and I'm left with positive 2 there. Stone, you're just the last person. I'm just asking, and it's okay if you can't. Do you think that you could write this with the remainder?
Yeah, yes.
What do you think?
I think it's x plus, x plus 1.
Okay.
And then you would do 2, x plus 1 over 2 over x plus 1.
Yeah, so check it out. X plus 1 is my answer from up here. Can we all agree with that? That's why I wrote that down here. That's my quotient or my answer to the division problem. We can all agree that my remainder is 2, based off the fact that that's what I'm left at the bottom of this process. I'm going to take my remainder of 2 and I'm going to put it over my my divisor, the number I'm dividing into. And so then this is your final answer. X plus 1, remainder over what your divisor is. Quotient, remainder over what your divisor is. Good? Does that make sense? All right, awesome. Go ahead and go to your homework page. I want to do one more example problem with you. You're getting your homework, it's 10 questions. I'm going to do one more problem, and then the rest of the time will be yours to work on this. We'll grade it tomorrow in class.
Yay.
Okay, so look through these 1 through 10 real quick. And I want you to notice that all of them are correct. None of them have a third degree of a trinomial. None of them exceed the numbers that we're looking for as far as what our rules actually claim, okay? But I do want you to look at number 6. Everybody drop down to number 6.
And number 10.
Well, we can only do one problem at a time.
I know, but.
But if I do number 6, then I'm going to show you how you could also solve number 10, right?
Yeah.
So go to number 6 with me real quick. Now notice that number 6 does not have a trinomial being divided by a binomial. It's a binomial being divided by a binomial. Everybody see that? Now you're going to solve it the exact same way. I'm doing number 6, but I'm going to write it in this section since it's a little bit bigger, okay? So don't think that I'm doing number 4. I'm doing 6. I'm just writing it up here. So we're going to have a squared minus 28 divided by a minus 5. A squared minus 28 divided by a minus 5. Okay, well, step 1 is to divide. Can we all agree with that? So if I divide these, well, a squared divided by a is just going to give me a. Now, I'm writing it in between those two numbers. I don't really care where you write it. It'll make more sense here in just a second when I show you this next spot. Next step is I've got to multiply a times a minus 5. When I multiply a times a minus 5, I'm going to get a squared minus 5a. Are we good with that? Now, I want you to see something, though. Do you agree that these, if I distribute both of these, they change to become that? Is everybody okay with that? All I did was I just went ahead and distributed these now. But what's a squared minus a squared?
Nothing.
It cancels out, right? Is there anything that you can subtract or add to this 5a? So you're just going to bring it down like we normally would. So literally when you rewrite this now, this is what you have, 5a minus 28. Let me rephrase that again. Everybody's okay with how I got the 5a. By multiplying a times the negative 5, then I distributed the negative side to make it become a positive 5a. We're all good with that. I don't have an a value here to subtract, and since we've talked about polynomials, we can only combine like terms. So since there's nothing to add or subtract to the 5a, since this negative 28 does not have a variable, I just bring them both down, giving me 5a minus 28. That makes sense or no? Colin.
So would that be your remainder?
My what?
Would that be your remainder?
No. I still have to do this step now.
Oh.
I have to repeat the process again now. But I'm just telling you, the same way, like everybody go back to the last problem that we just did. Anybody have quality notes I can just read over real quick? Abby, can I see yours? You write it all down? Perfect. All right, so when you take a look at the previous problem that we did, okay, so this was the x squared plus 2x plus 3 divided by x plus 1. You guys will be on that one? The first step, we divided by x, and then we ended up with negative x squared minus x, and we ended up with x plus 3 as our second when we started to repeat the entire process. That's where we're at right now. We're going to repeat the entire process on the 5a minus 28. So nothing's changed. Thank you, Abby. The only difference was, just like I brought this negative 28 down because there was nothing to add or subtract to it, there's no other value of a in this process, so I can't do anything with that either. I'm just bringing it all down. I'm not adding or subtracting it from anything. It's just there. So now we just follow the same process. 5a divided by a is 5. 5 times a is 5a. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. We're all okay with that?
Yes.
Distribute them both. This becomes a negative. This becomes a positive. These cancel out, and I'm left with a remainder of negative 3. So if I rewrote, thank you. If I rewrote the problem now, or my answer is a plus 5, negative 3 over a minus 5. Yep.
To check it, what do we do? To check it if we have a variable left over, what do we do?
Huh.
Do we just like add it on? Or
It's a great question, Steve. I don't have an answer for you. If there's no remainder, you could just polar box method. With a remainder, I don't know how to check it. I will look into that and try to get you a better response, okay?
because this one with the remainder, if you FOIL it and then you subtract the 3, it comes out to the a squared minus 28.
Okay, then yeah, then that's what I would recommend doing. I've never tried it with a remainder, so it's a great question. I don't know the for sure answer to that. Brian.
Whenever you're like doing the remainder, do you
Uh-huh.
use the thing that's on the outside of the
This over here. This is for your denominator and your remainder. All right, feeling decent? All right, hey, it is 9:10. That gives you 14 minutes left to work. This is your homework for tonight. I'm going to give you the rest of the period. I'll be moving around the room to answer any questions. Please do not hesitate. Please do not be afraid to ask on how to do something. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and I'll upload it.